I am Nick Shell, and I am the head honcho of hair loss. Here's what I want to propose to you today. I want to ask you a challenging question, and that is, do you have less respect for a man who is losing his hair? Do you have less respect for a man who is losing his hair? And I'm not asking you, do you think he's more or less attractive or whatever. I'm asking as far as respect, just the one word respect. Do you have less respect for a man who is losing his hair? And just to define what I mean here, when I say is losing his hair, I'm not saying someone who's even like I am, with more receding hairline with some diffuse thinning. I mean like noticeably balding. Like when you see the guy from across the room, you okay, yeah, he's balding. He's in the balding process. When you see someone's physical trait as that and it defines them, does that cause you to respect them less? I think that's a challenging question, and I don't know what you're going to say or how you're going to feel, but I think it's important for you to process that question, because it ultimately serves as a reflection of how you feel about yourself, doesn't it? And that's why I'm wanting you to ask this question. When you see a man who is balding, no matter how talented he is, how kind or helpful he is, do you lose respect for him though, because he has less hair and he's noticeably balding? Would you have less respect for that man? Of course, again, I feel that your answer is ultimately going to be a reflection of how you respect yourself. That's what I would think. I think it's possible that if you're watching my videos about hair loss, perhaps you have this fear that if you lose your hair, you won't be able to respect yourself. In the same way that you see other men and you can't respect them because they're balding, you not only won't be able to respect yourself, but you won't be able to assume that other people could respect you despite losing your hair. That's why I'm asking that question. Remember, I call myself the head honcho of hair loss for a reason. It's not just about us having these discussions about looking at the outside of our hair and whether we're balding or not. It's also about the brain inside that head, underneath this head of hair, what's inside there. It's a matter of sorting that out. That's my motivation in this channel. Other people on the internet, they talk about hair loss. They often have an agenda. They want to try to sell you something or push you in a certain direction. They typically want to focus on the outside. I'm willing to focus on the outside for sure, but only in conjunction with also the inside, because both of those parts of this puzzle make the whole. So, what do you think? Can you evaluate yourself? Do you respect a man less if he's noticeably balding? That's the first question. And then B, is that a reflection of how you feel about yourself and your fears and anxieties about going bald in the future? Because do you think if you went bald, you couldn't respect yourself, and therefore you wouldn't expect others could respect you either? I want you to be challenged by this. I think it's important that we tackle things like this. So I would appreciate your honest answers, and my hope is that I can help you along your hair loss journey. I'm Nick Shell. I am the head honcho of hair loss.